Penn State loses 22-21, and Drew Allar is out for the rest of the 2025 season. That's Sean Fitz. I'm Nate Bauer. That's Nate Bauer. I'm Greg Pickel from BlueWhiteIllustrated.com. Guys, I guess that start is about as good as it's going to get for Penn State and for us in 2025 because they are now without their starting quarterback, a senior, and they have lost 3 games, 2 in a row, and find themselves, as Dennis Sutton said, in a place they can't possibly even begin to figure out how they got there.
I mean, it's almost incomprehensible, off-season aside. I mean, this is not a good Northwestern football team. It was not a very good UCLA team last week, and there's really no answers, especially when the errors come just, I mean, in the sequence that they did. You're talking about stuff that's very un-Penn State football-like, no matter who the head coach is, whatever. Penn State is just flatlining right now, and you've got angst is the nicest way to put it. This season over. You're talking about small level bowls right now, which is, given where the expectations were, not acceptable for Penn State. A couple questions in the post game about James Franklin and his job. He tried to gloss that over, said they want to get it fixed. I don't know how they get it fixed.
Now, Nate, I'm curious your thoughts on this. I was struck by the fact that for the first time in the James Franklin era, he told us within 10 minutes of leaving the locker room that a player is out for the year. And it seems like the 5th or 6th most important thing people are going to want to talk about after this. I don't know if you feel the same way, but certainly there's going to be a lot of other directions for the commentary to go after this one besides the loss of the Drew Allar.
Yeah, he's a changed man, right? On death's door, found Jesus. And look, yeah, he did that. I don't know what that does for anybody. He took full responsibility, and I guess he's taken full responsibility before. Never like that. Right. I don't think is a fair way to put it. I was gonna make a joke because he said 2 losses in a row, and I was like, don't shortchange them. It's 3. And look, like this is very clearly a program on tilt in every capacity. Nick Singleton being out on the field, right? You've got your season on the line. Katron Allen's done what he's done in this game, and Nick Singleton, like I'm a convert. I'm sorry. I repent to all who I doubted. Nick Singleton has not gotten it done this season. Wasn't getting it done again tonight, and with the season on the line, right? Is back out there on the field, right? And they couldn't convert. Got the 3rd and long. Drew Allar, whatever happened to Drew Allar that forces him out for the rest of the season happens, right? I mean, it's just like it's not a slow moving plane crash. It's just bam, right? And so now it is about the wreckage and how are they going to pick up the pieces? Because look, the plane can't fly. Not like this, right? Any of the things that they were trying to accomplish this year are so dead that it is literally just about decisions from here moving forward. Is you've got, and this is probably a little high level for right this moment. Over there, they're spending $700 million right now to have a product on this field that is not just better than what they've shown this year, light years better, right? It has not been what it needed to be this season. I mean, I said this morning, and I really feel it's true. There has not been a moment of anything for Penn State football to feel good about this season at any point. At any point, right? Nevada, you name it. Like, every single one of these games has been met with, like, against the expectations, has never lived up to it. There just have not been any of those moments. And so what was already a program with every reason to feel bad about itself, now it's unredeemable, right? At this point for this season, and moving forward, we'll see. Like, who knows? But it is truly about everyday decisions that are made and how they proceed from here as an organization. I'm saying high level, the athletic department, Pat Kraft, Neely Bendapudi, and then obviously within the Lash building.
Sean, take this any way you want, but afterwards, Dennis Sutton was asked to give an idea of how he felt Penn State got to this point. He just kind of laughed and said, "I don't know, man." Not laughed as in brush the question off. Laughed as like disbelief laugh. But I think over the course of this season so far, now at the midway point, we know exactly how it got here. I think that you've seen enough of those guys who came back combined with inability on offense to do things consistently, and a defense that lost Tony Rojas and lost its way, and it was not really clear how much of a way it was on to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with Denai on this one, because you say, yeah, we've seen how it happens because we've seen the train wreck in front of us, right. But like, it doesn't make a ton of sense. We saw on film last year those players being good at times that they needed to be good. Maybe not as good as we thought they were in the offseason. You take a look at the offensive line. You take a look at the running backs. Nate, it's nice to see you repent and everything like that. You're never allowed back in your home of Berks County again, but here we are. But, yeah, you just kind of watch that fiery train wreck from afar, and you're just like, I mean, we built the tracks, and we saw everything was okay. And, I mean, I disagree with Nate. The peak of the season is a Penn State student making a field goal on College game day. Like, that is the high point of Penn State's season right now. And it's inconceivable, given the lack of all over the place that James Franklin's teams have been. When they've had down years, they haven't been losing seasons. They've been 7-8 win seasons, and when they have up years, it's not the top of the top. It is the 10-win season or the 11-win season last year that you were used to. So the lack of fluctuation among this has made it harder to kind of stomach, because that is the program that everyone in the country thought Penn State was, and it turns out they were right.
Nate, I'm just going to let you take it away, buddy. I think you wanted to say something there, and I'm just going to let you run. I'm not even going to set you up.
No, I don't know. I mean, you changed it from plane crash to train wreck. I didn't appreciate that. No, look, they just not been. I mean, look, I think there is this deep, dark, comic irony, for whatever it's worth, that the blueprint for Penn State's national championship, which everyone has wanted at Penn State, James Franklin, obviously, all the players that came to Penn State, all the players that chose to come back to Penn State, that blueprint not only didn't lead to a national championship, it led to this. It led to this moment. I mean, it's just, you said inconceivable, and that's the one thing I'll disagree with, is when that Oregon game ended, and we had 4 games to look at, and saw how they had been, started to understand kind of what this team was, what its strengths, what its weaknesses were. Tony Rojas, I mean, it's like crazy. Tony Rojas. His impact on the defense, getting off the field on third down and long. What happened at UCLA, right? It's just been this, like the thing that we didn't think, or nobody really thought was possible, just kept, like, the window kept opening. Yeah. Right? The translucence, right? It just, you could actually see through the window and what you saw. I mean, it's actually, again, not that anybody wants to talk about it, but not punting when Ethan Grunkmeyer goes into the game in that moment, right? Not like the game wasn't. It just, again, it's as everything is happening, it just has felt the entire season to be one of desperation, right? Like desperation to play at your best, right? Like pressing is the word that T. Frank uses, but like every single piece of the program pressed its way into failure repeatedly. And now with Drew Allar out, like, I mean, yeah, I could just leave. I don't know. Right. There's just not anything left to say. Yeah. Right. But it's a problem.
3 weeks ago, the Citrus Bowl folks were here, and it looked like it was a really, really nice bowl junket trip for 2 guys from the Citrus Bowl to get to see a whiteout game. They were here again today. Maybe that was a reality for Penn State before. Maybe it's not anymore, Sean, but I'll let you go with your final thoughts.
I missed the Outback Bowl, number 1. Yeah. It's something else now. I mean, it's just I do think it's inconceivable just based on the lack of fluctuation that we've seen over the last 10 years. More so since COVID, more than anything. I mean, it feels like the COVID season, right? And very different circumstances. From this is too hard for everyone, and this is too overwhelming for everyone. The way to get this offense rolling is to run your quarterback who's not a runner. Okay, the way to get your defense rolling is to just trust the process when the process is too complicated and too hard and you're not talented enough to pull that off. It's very mind-numbing to watch this. It's hard. And for fans that are still watching this, thank you, number one. Number two, it's hard to envision how you put yourselves through this because it's just a product that has no real gratification at the end. Even the wins, even when they've won these games in the past, you come away thinking that was really hard to watch and it looked like it was really hard to do. And you're seeing punts muffed. You're seeing guys not sure if they're catching the ball in the end zone, so just deciding to run it out instead of taking a fair catch. I mean, these are day one things for a program that has emphasized how old it is, how mature it is, how different they are than everyone else, and it hasn't played out that way. And I think that when you look at the top to bottom of this, it's kind of terrifying when you look at that entire roster and think that, okay, they've missed out on some guys, but you can go back and you can fall back on the portal. Well, the portal's not a fix-all. It's not going to do anything to change the outlook for next year. It's not going to change the outlook for the next 3 or 4 years. And I think that's what's scary when you take a look at this roster from top to bottom. You were so banking on those players, the third and fourth year players, maybe even fifth year players, that were coming back to stabilize the ship. And even with them, it's just not working.
Anything else?
Yeah, if everybody had left, right? If everybody had left, if Andy Kotelnicki had left, if Drew Allar, Nick Singleton, Katron, if everybody had left, nobody has any expectations.
Right.
And this becomes this like building year to start the process of building back. But they did. They came back, right? And so now, yeah, it's in God's hands, as the kids say. Yeah.
There's a Simpsons scene where they dig themselves into a giant hole looking for treasure, and then they realize they didn't dig a way out. So the way out is to keep digging. Doesn't work like that, and that's what we're seeing with Penn State football.
There you have it. That's the great, wonderful news we have to share with you from Beaver Stadium. That's Nate Bauer, Sean Fitz. I'm Greg Pickel. Blue White Illustrated will have continuing coverage of Penn State as it moves into Iowa week. Be sure to check out T. Frank's postgame show. Can only imagine how much fun he's having in the comment section of that show at the moment.
They have to play more games.
Yeah.
6 more.
Nope.
That's it?
Yep.
That's it. Well, we can guarantee at least one thing. They'll beat by. Other than that, I'm not sure.
The guys just came by here and took some little fireball shooter packets that were on the field, and they just tossed them. That's pretty much what you're looking at right now.
All right, that's Nate Bauer. I'm Sean Fitz. It's $1 for the first week at BlueWhiteIllustrated.com. We'll talk to you next time.